you have deprived her of that right that she had in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, that she had in the time of his companions. And so in the Muslim village, we seek to restore to the Muslim woman every right that Allah and His Messenger gave to her. Is that not beneficial? Around the world today, brothers and sisters, there is war on Islam. If you're in France, you can't go to school with hijab. I drive on the roads of Trinidad, and when school over, I see the pretty sight. I see so many schoolgirls, Indian and African, in hijab. And I say, praise be to Allah. But in France, that's not allowed. You'll be thrown out of school. And what is happening in France today is going to happen in the rest of the world tomorrow. It's coming. It is a war on Islam. The intention is to break your faith. The intention is to ensure that you lose Islam. How do we preserve Islam? Answer is, you've got to establish it. You cannot simply teach and preach. You have to establish Islam. We cannot establish Islam today, anywhere on the face of the earth, as a state, with control over government. Impossible. Because those who control the world would not allow it. All right. If the macro is not possible, is the micro possible? That is the philosophy of the Muslim village. That it is impossible to establish Islam at the macro level until Imam al-Mahdi arises. But if you differ with me, go ahead and try. If we cannot establish Islam at the macro level, do we have any excuse before Allah for not establishing it at the micro level? If you attempt to establish it at the micro level, it must be remote, so it does not pose a threat to their godless world. وَإِذْ اعْتَزَلْتُمُوهُمْ, says Allah in Surah Al-Kahf. When you turn away from them, وَإِذْ اعْتَزَلْتُمُوهُمْ وَمَا يَعْبُدُونَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ, and you turn away from their godlessness, فَأُوا إِلَى الْكَهْفِ, flee to the cave, meaning flee to a place of safety, which is a Muslim village. يَنْشُرُ لَكُمْ رَبُّكُمْ مِنْ رَحْمَتِهِ وَيُهَيِّئْ لَكُمْ مِنْ أَمْرِكُمْ مِرْفَقًا. Allah will shower you with His mercy. Allah will protect you in the Muslim village. The world around us is already showing all the signs of vulgarity, of corruption, of godlessness. Do we want to wait for that day when people are committing sexual intercourse in public like donkeys? Do we want to wait for that before we take our wives and children away? No, we should not wait for that. When we can see the signs that is already coming. The Muslim village is meant to take people away from that vulgarity, from that corruption, from that godlessness. I spoke to you about food already. I don't think we have the time to go into any more detail on the food. Now let me go finally to methodology. What should be our method? You can differ with me. This is my opinion. You can prove me to be wrong. I think that our plan should be to proceed stage by stage, because that's the methodology in the Quran, stage by stage. I think that stage one should be a massive program of public education, because I am anticipating that the enemy is going to try to paint this village project in ugly colors. So we take in front before in front take us. In a massive program of public education, that we explain very clearly what we are about in establishing a Muslim village. Stage 2 would be to establish what I'd like to call weekend villages. So you don't have to sell your houses yet. You could continue to live in Tunapuna and Tacarigua and La Romaine. But we have a weekend village. So Friday evening when you get off work, put your wife and your children in the car and you head for the village. And you try to reach before Maghrib. And you remain in the village until Sunday after Zuhr. So after Zuhr you can go and take care of whatever chores you have. Somebody's sick you have to visit and so on. Sunday afternoon. Your shopping and so on, your groceries and so on, Sunday afternoon. Between Friday evening and Sunday Zuhr, we give you a taste of what it is to live in a Muslim village. The one that your grandmother used to live in 100 years ago in Trinidad. What it was like. What life used to be like once upon a time. Bring it back. We would need to lease land. We don't have to buy it. Lease a large plot of land, 5 acres, 10 acres perhaps. We need to construct a large, these are my ideas, you don't have to agree with me. Construct a large carrot roof shed. So it's cheap to construct and it's cool. But it must be so large that it can accommodate 300-400 people under the shed. We'll use this carrot roof shed for salat, for classes, for dining, for social work. Around the large shed, we put up tents where people can sleep. Collapsible tents. You put it up Friday, take it down Sunday. And a family will come and stay in the tent. During this period of time that you are in the village, everybody must participate in the 5 daily salat. A woman who wants to pray in her tent, of course she has the freedom to pray in the tent. She wants to come to join the Jamaat, she has the freedom to do so, but she'll be at the back and the men at the front, and there'll be no barrier in between the two, not in this masjid. Educational programs would be established for teaching and for demonstrating, teaching and demonstrating the religion to men, to women, to children.